So I'm participating in a project that Step One Survival's got going on over on his channel. And I wanted to clarify a few things before I really got into it too far. As far as it's a inch bag build, I guess, that he's got going on, and he's asked that some different channels join in. And so here's my thing with the inch bag, though. I've through the years I've made several different types of bags, get home bags, bug out bags. But what I found, inch bags, what I found though is that it got old for me, keeping a bunch of separate bags for any type scenario. I've always got my pack in my truck, uh, 365 days a year. It's always in my truck. I use it all the time. I'm always in the woods. Um, and so I guess what I'm trying to say is, for the most part, my woods pack is my get home bag. It is my sorta is my bug out bag, although I don't have any intentions of bugging out anywhere. Um, but it is a get home bag, a inch bag, I guess you could say. Now, with that said, I think I will go ahead and build another inch bag to go along with this series. Um, what I would do, inch I think stands for I'm never coming home. So you're talking more long-term type situation. So I'm thinking I would go with a bigger external frame pack. One of my old packs, my Jansport. It's like a pack that you can haul a lot of stuff in. I think I'm going to use that pack, and I'm going to build an actual inch pack out of that. But as far as the series going through gear, I'm going to go through what's in my pack that I use every day. Now, it might not be this pack. This is a Kifaru Scout, Kifaru, whatever. I say Kifaru, it's just because I'm used to pronouncing it that way. Um, but I may change this gear into another pack, but it's still in my truck all the time. So I'm gonna basically go through my woods pack, and I'm gonna do this, I guess, in parts. And I think today I'm gonna start with water and maybe do fire, and then I'm gonna go on to shelter and food and tools and um, first aid, and maybe even hygiene type stuff. So anyway, I'm going to do it's going to be a few videos, and we're going to get started with water. I'm going to start out with my pump. This is a Sweetwater backpacking pump. I talked about this in another video, but basically this is the pump that I've had for years, 15 plus years. It's the pump that I trust. I've always used. I'm in the process of switching over to, not switching over, but trying some of those Sawyer filters. I know that a lot of guys are really liking them, and as far as the weight, this is a little more bulky and a little heavy. It's not real heavy, but it's just a little more bulky and heavy than sometimes I like to bring. Although it's always in my pack, I may take it out of my pack and just bring my water, or bring one of those Sawyers. The last few trips out, I've been trying that Sawyer out, but I can't talk and set this up at the same time, I guess. But anyway, this is the Sweetwater. I've got extra filters. You just clean them out every so often. I'm going to fill up this. I'm going to fill up my, and that's another. Here's another piece of kit that I'm going to, might as well mention now. This Bota bag, leather Bota bag, with just got a plastic container inside it. But this is one of the containers that I use to carry water when I'm out. I just like the nostalgic look of it, and it's got a strap, and it's just really convenient to use. Let me get started here. There we go. We can tighten it up. See that? I was going to time it, but I guess you can time it if you're watching this video. Well, if it won't fall out. As far as water goes, I guess I'll just say now, water purification tablets, yeah, they're in my pack. I never use them, ever. I think I've tried them. I have tried them, but I just never use them. I've got a pot. I keep some kind of cooking pot that I can boil water. I keep this Sweetwater filter, or I keep this Sweetwater filter or a Sawyer, some type of water filter in my pot all the time is what I'm getting at. Pot to boil water, water purification tablets, and that's it. I've always got a Nalgene, this Boda bag, or something to carry my water in, obviously. Heavy cover canteen also, that's another piece of gear that I've recently started trying out. So I'm sure you're all aware of what that is as far as boiling water and its uses. So, that's it. She's full. Didn't take long. So to me, water's one of the most, if not the most important things that you're going to want to have in your pack. But it's pretty simple. And we can talk about water. We can talk about water all day long, but that's it. You got to have water. I prefer Sweetwater. Here's your Sawyer. I just tried this out a few trips back. It's pretty cut and dry too. Look at that. Screw that baby right on there. My understanding is that's all there is to it. But like I said in my other video, I can't tell you that I completely trust this thing yet. But it's light, and it seems like it'll do the trick. With my Sweetwater, I know I can, any pond, stream, river, mud hole, pothole in the road, I can filter water out of it and drink it. I'm confident in that filter. That's really it. Water purification tabs, a pot to boil water in, a Nalgene bottle, and or my Boda bag, or the heavy cover canteen is what I'm using right now as far as water. You can boil water, you can carry water, you can boil water in it. It's got the cup with it. I've got the alcohol stove and all that. We won't get into that, but here's that Boda bag. A friend of mine on Bushcraft USA made that for me. The water that I just pumped. Can't beat it. Excellent for carrying water. Nalgene. Already had that full of water when I came out, but always keep a Nalgene bottle with me. At least one full, if not the Boda bag, and my pump on me. That's water. Since it can be considered part of water, Moore's pot, that's always in my pack. Got some stuff in there, brew kit and all that, but so the heavy cover canteen and the Moore's pot I usually don't bring. I usually don't bring both of them with me. This is always in my pack, but I'll take it out when I go out on day outings or overnight or whatever I'm doing. I'll take this out of my pack and maybe bring a smaller pot. I'll maybe bring a smaller pot or this heavy cover canteen. This Sweetwater setup's pretty simple. As far as putting it back and the way I carry it. I mean, I know I don't have to go over this stuff, but that breaks down. That it was the handle on the pump. Let me put it back. I'm getting in a hurry because I'm on camera. That's how it rides. That's how you pump. To break it down, you pull that out. Your handle comes around like yay. This is your fill line from the source. You got a little, what's it called? There's where your fill line goes in. Put your cap back on there. You're going to put your little floating device that just keeps your pre-filter portion up out of the dirt in the water. So you put that little float on there, and it floats, and it dangles just right above the top of the water. So then there you have, and basically I just wrap it up. Keep it nice and organized. Wrap that line. Put that right there. That's how I've carried that for over 15 years. Little bag, got a little brush in the bag to clean the ceramic filter inside. And then usually when I get done using it, I'll take it home and I'll pump some clean water through it, clean it pretty good, and let it dry out, let it air dry before I put it back up. But that's the Sweetwater. I don't know what other information I need to provide or anything. We're not doing gear reviews. We're doing water for an inch bag. But Sweetwater, I would trust my life with it. Sawyer, I don't know. I'm trying them. They're light. That's all I can say. Pot to boil in. I think I'll keep this out and drink it. So that's it as far as water. We can get into a lot more discussion about it, but like I said, I think it's pretty simple. That's what I have in my pack every day, all the time. So on the hike back to the truck, couple things came to me as far as amounts and how much water do you keep in an inch bag or your pack. I guess I'm not going to get really into that. As far as water, when we did a bunch of hiking and we knew where there was going to be a water source, we only brought enough water to get us to that water source, because then we would be able to pump more. So, that saved on weight, and it made a big difference. So, I guess if you think, maybe go by the rule of threes. When you're thinking about that, how much are you going to keep in your pack? Maybe enough for at least 3 days, and a water pump and a source to get more water. So if you want to think about it along that lines, as far as fire, I mean, who knows how much fire is enough as far as different ways, fire seals, lighters, matches, all these different ways to make a fire. So I'm going to leave that more up to you. I'm just going to show you what's in my pack, and when this all comes together and I put the actual inch bag together, I'll show you exactly what I've got as far as fire, exactly what I've got as far as what I'm showing you now. But in the bag itself, am I going to have 2 Nalgene bottles? Am I going to have my Bota bag? And what exactly am I going to keep in that pack? I'll put that together and show you. But as far as these videos leading up to that, I'm just showing you what's in my woods bag. And we'll get into more of that later. So that's it. Thanks.